Say peace. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Say Biggie.
Just the fact that we did Unbelievable, I did it for $5,000, and at that time I was making like 30 grand a track, which back in in '95 was a big deal, you know what I'm saying? And long story short, man, you know, I did that on the love for Big because I moved out of the Bronx back to Brooklyn. I lived on Washington Avenue between Lafayette and Green, and we used to drink 40s back then. So I used to go get my old gold on Fulton and Washington, and Big and them used to always be out there. Him, Nino, Chico, D-Rock, Gutter, Kim. I remember Lil Dap used to always be like trying to push up on Kim. Yeah, come here, Kim, come here. I want to get up with you. Yeah. All that stuff. And she was all like, Dad, yeah, you silly, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, Big was just saying, man, it's Junior Mafia, that's going to be my crew. So, long story short, after everything popped off with the you know, my first gold single, which was, you know, the B-side to Juicy, but you know, it was my first gold single, which was a big deal because I never get the single side. My songs always the joints on the album, you know.
Right.
And so when it came down to that, and you know, I remember the day Big called me and said, "Yo, we got a gold single." I was all happy. I said, "You know, I'm gonna charge you next time."
At that time, I was making a nice amount of money for production, okay? Let me just put it like this way. Anything under 10 grand, I was not doing the job, okay? Biggie called me in a frantic panic on the phone and was like, yo, I got one more song I need for my album and I'm done. I gotta get a song from you. And I said, yo, I don't have time really to do it, Big. And he's like, come on, man, all I got is $5,000. And I was like, come on, Big, I don't do it for no 5Gs. And he's like, please. He said, I don't care if you just take Impeach the President and play some silly little notes on a beat. I was like, you serious? He said, yeah, please. I said, all right, meet me at D&D. Came to D&D. I didn't really like the beat that much. No. It was the little notes were kind of happy, and Big had played me his whole album, and it was hard, you know. Things done changed, and you know, the What with M.A.F.I.A. and the original Come On Motherfuckers with Sadat X and the Lord Finesse version. And Puffy didn't like it. I remember Finesse was like, you don't know shit about hip-hop. At the end of the day, I told Big to come up and I was playing those little stabs, and I just thought it was just a little too nice for the way his voice sounded. And he walked in and just sat there. He likes to sit across from you and stare at you and watch you do your thing. And he was like, yo, kind of make him just juggle around and do something, you know, like, he said, I see what you're saying, like it's a little song, but kind of juggle them around. So that's when I started going, dun, 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 and doing all that, and he was like, yeah, like that, now do some more of that, like flip it around. So that's when I started going crazy, and he was like, yo, just like that, I'm ready. And he just walked in the booth and laid it, no paper, no nothing.
Never. Even on Unbelievable, the first record we ever did together, he says, damaging MCs, oxygen they can't breathe, mad tricks up the sleeve, wear the boxers so my dick can breathe. Like you get it. You boxers don't hug your body, your genitalia can breathe, and you get it, and you know, it's just his wordplay is always on the money. The R. Kelly record became a part of Unbelievable because Big was on his way out after he had already cut his vocals, which he didn't write. He was like drawing little stick men and stuff, and I'm just like, you know, when's he gonna write? And hours had passed, and you know, I'm paying for the session, so I'm just like, you know, when's he gonna do it? And then I finally was like, yo, man, it's getting a little late. You gonna come back a different day? And he's like, no, I'm ready. And I'm like, we ain't writing nothing. He goes, no, I got it up here. And he goes in and just goes live from Bedford-Stuyvesant, the livest one, representing BK to the fullest. We're like, okay. And he did it all in one take.
Kicking the Door has a very special place in my heart because I got Life After Death not too long after Biggie was assassinated. That's right, I didn't stutter. Biggie was assassinated. As a 15-year-old, I was already a fan of Premier's production. So this was a song I played over and over and over again, and it's the reason I can recite the whole song from memory to this day.
I would love to be a fly on the wall. That session had to be awkward as hell, man.
Yeah, it was a crazy session, man. That was a crazy session because you know, me and J. Rube had worked on a record on his second album, Wrath of the Math, called One Day, and
we were talking about, even though he wrote it, I still backed him on it. And I still stand by that record. J. Rue wanted to paint a picture of how he saw hip-hop at that particular moment. So I remember even when I spoke to Big about it, he was like, yeah, but he got to be talking about me because he said he had a Versace suit on. I was like, no. The quote-unquote uniform of that era when it started to shift was Versace and all the shades and all that, and we weren't with it. Now, if that's what you rock, cool. But we're talking about how we see hip-hop right now from how it used to be when we really enjoyed it. So we're just giving a perspective of how we viewed it.
When you hear, how in tune are you with the lyrics that the rappers are laying in the booth? Like when Biggie said, son, I'm surprised you run with them. Yeah, he's sitting there talking to you.
Stop the tape.
He's sitting, son, I'm surprised you run with them.
That day, I purposely went by myself to see if there was going to be any funny friction because J. Rue's my artist. He's down with Gangstar, but we also cool with Big, and like we got love for him. I remember Puff even said, yeah, we coming after J. Rue the Damager too, and I took a stance on that and said, look, if y'all got a problem, y'all can see me because I'm here and I'm down with him, and if y'all want to set it off on me. I would never play both sides like that. To be, some sucker nigga or anything like that with anybody. That's not my nature and that's not my style now. But, if anybody got something to say, say it. And I told it, and it was like about 20 guys in there. I was by myself and I said, anybody got something to say it. And, Puff, said, maybe just fucking with you, whatever. But I just still had to keep my guard up because I knew, again, this is hip hop. I know the mentality. And then on top of that, I didn't know how many people are going to look at me funny thinking that I'm playing both sides, which I wasn't. So when he said that, I stopped the tape. I said, yo, you trying to be funny? And Big's like, yo, I told you I got to say something about the situation. And I was like, oh, so you going to say it on my record? I said, you know what?
Hell yeah.
I said, go ahead and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? But I gave him that window, but I still checked him on it. And Puffy and them were there as a witness. I wouldn't make that up. Gutter was there, D-Rock, everybody was there. Jay Black was there. And he got dishonored.
Snatch up Jay Black.
Yeah, he was there. When he walked in, I actually laughed because off record, I'll tell you why that situation even happened. Because J. Rue and Jay Black were cool with each other at the time. It was just a messed up situation that again, off record, I'll tell you. And when you hear it, it makes total sense. It makes total sense to why he said that line. And then I remember Foxy Brown was really upset. And then she was with Jay-Z a lot, so a lot of times that, but Jay was cool with everybody, so if he sees J. Rue standing by at a party and he's kicking it with her, she would be like trying to wait for the right time to intervene, but all he said about her was she had fake alligator boots on. It wasn't much, but during that time, it was really, really, really a deep time of hip hop when all that was going down. But I'm very, very honest with making my statements blunt and clear to anybody, and I will continue to do that.
Okay. This next song is dedicated to the memory and the legacy of the Notorious B.I.G.
It's the 10 crack commandments.
If it just sounds like it's the atmosphere of what I kind of hear in my head, I'll start playing with it, see if it, and I'll do a DJ style, I'll start, just trying to pop it in. I got a tempo, pop it, ooh, okay, bro, just boom.
Well, I'm assuming that's how you came up with 10 crack commandments then, right?
Yeah, I was on the first, almost like the Grand Wizard Theodore story. I was on the phone,
right,
holding the record, right, and I'm talking like this, standing there like this, so I'm just kind of waiting to see how the sample plays on the whole record, and I'm just going, but I have the drums going boom,
cat. Yeah, and I'm going, and you know, okay, all right. Yeah, because you know how DJs, we can hear two ears.
We'll hear two things at the same time.
I can talk to Just right now and go, yo, you see the game yesterday? That shit was fly, man, word. Yo, pick a pan. Yo, so what time are you leaving tomorrow?
Right, hold up.
You know, like, we can totally separate two different things.
Now
you know
go back to 10 Crack Commandments. Were you making that beat for Biggie, or you just making
No, I was making it for Angie Martinez.
So you mean to tell me that 10 Crack Commandments was initially made for Angie Martinez?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it was from Angie. You know what I'm saying? Like, J. Rue the Damager was super blazing with everything he was dropping at the time.
Right.
And Angie was new to Hot 97, and she was like the fan favorite of that station, like big time. You know,
she's like the darling.
Yeah,
at the time.
all of us tuned in to her, and so shout out to Ange.
She had that voice.
This wasn't for her to spit. This was before she was making records.
Okay.
This is just her, the personality. No one had better promo beats and rhymes than Angie's show. She had a show called the Hot 5 at 9.
Right.
Top five records. No, Hot 5 at 9.
Hot 5 at 9.
It was the top 5 records at 9 o'clock, and she would count them down. So everybody had a dope Hot 5 at 9 promo. Pun, Beating Us, Gangstar, you know, you name it. Everybody was doing it. And, you know, J. Rue was also popping to where it wasn't where she said, yo, give me a promo. Everybody was like, yo, let's make a promo for Angie. That's how poppin' she had it going on with getting dope drops.
Right.
So we were like, we gotta make a funky one, and we made that. And the reason why you hear the scratches once Biggie got it for 10 Crack Commandments, if you listen to the scratch at the beginning and at the end of the song, I'm only cutting to 5 because because it's 5 records.
Right.
And then at the very end of the song, it goes 6, 7, 8, 9. There was never a 10. You know what I'm saying? You even notice the 10 on Biggie's is from 10, like a different voice.
Right.
It was always just going to 9 because I knew DJs would get it that I'm doing the hot, took a 5 to 9, you know what I'm saying? Even before the beat drop, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, drop.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't intended to go to 10, because she's not the hot 5 at 10. She's the hot 5 at 9.
So did that actually play on air?
All the time. And Puffy and Big heard that one day when they were the guests on her show, because she always had the dope artists on her show. And it's like, again, everybody wanted to be on Angie's show. So that day they were up there. Shout out to my man Danny. I remember he called me and was like, yo, Puffy's telling you to call him on Hot 97. I'm like, what? You know, this is when we had beepers. You know what I'm saying? So
no cell phone.
My page is going off, and I had a cell.
Okay.
But since 1990, I've had a call phones.
Okay.
I mean, you know, it was good. That was good hip hop days. Yeah, man. So the page goes off. He's telling me call Puff because he's trying to reach you, and I'm still driving and I'm listening to the interview, but no one's saying anything like, hey, Premier, get at me. So I'm kind of just figuring maybe they heard wrong or whatever. Right when I'm getting ready to turn the volume down, I hear him go, yo, Premier, if you out there, call me.
On the radio?
Yeah, and I called him.
Hot 97?
Yeah, he goes, yo, that promo, because Angie had played the promo before they, you know, just like, you know, you have an intro.
Right.
That was a promo for that particular day.
That's crazy.
And Puff was the guest, so when he heard that, when I got on the phone with him, he said, yo, we want that beat, and I was like, you know, you and J. Rue kind of have a little problem at the time.
Right.
He's like, he said, well, just see if he's down to let it slide. I called Rue. Rue was like, yo, this is exactly what J. Rue said. Yo, it's hip hop.
You eggshell niggas get cracked in half. My arm force, throw a roadblock in your path. Beat smash from true max, my shots blast. Shatter glass, crowd watch the sound sets clash. Quick, fast, I let the darts off with no doubt. Your bitch ass. You head north and break out, the snake's out. Hissing, the shot's missing. Observe and respect and listen. Then if you get stung twice, that means he's rolling with loaded dice. It's like getting stabbed with ice and watch the evidence melt. Immediately the blow was felt. Permission to revoke your belt. The microphone flower. Red sower of the rugged garments break the bread like Noah. I'm holding, ride the 808 rolling, right till my hands swollen. You know, comp ya, I stomp ya, the monster, worldwide record launcher. What? Multiplying comp.